So when my son was diagnosed, I was completely shocked and didn't know what to do with the diagnosis of autism, and I basically was home 24/7 doing research. The internet was a new resource for understanding everything that was going on with autism. I connected with a lot of people. There's a big online community, so I really connected with a lot of parents and educators who were across the country giving information as to what to do. And in the basement of my home, I started really just connecting with a lot of people and creating this concept that there were so many other families like myself who needed to get this information.
We did not know what to do. We didn't have a plan. We didn't know what we were going to do. We knew that we needed to jump somewhere and find something for Jane, but we didn't know where to look.
Joining with those other families, I was able to create a community of families and professionals who wanted to also gain access to the experts that the foundation was going to bring in.
Because of all of the things that she had in the beginning, we knew that there was something else going on just besides a colicky baby. I reached out to Deb, and she said, let's see what works for Jane. I don't know if the program will work for Jane. I don't know if you think the program is right for Jane, but let's just see Jane and let's try.
Jane, do this. Good girl. I want you to do it. Up.
So it was really nice to have her being able to give me that time to get sort of her sleeves rolled up and figure things out, and taking on something that was not her responsibility at all to do.
Over the years, we've been able to educate over 5,000 to 7,000 educators, family members, school district personnel, to really understand applied behavior analysis and the importance of utilizing it as an educational strategy for children with autism.
I think the most important thing about applied behavior analysis for teaching kids with autism is that it requires accountability. ABA puts the responsibility for the student's progress on the teachers and on the professionals, not on the student. There's no such thing as a problem that we can't fix. We can always try. We can always make things better. As we implement a procedure or a treatment or a teaching program, we're evaluating it. And if it's not working, we change it. And if it's still not working, we change it again. But there's never a time where we just shut the door and say, well, this is somebody that we can't help. The ELIJA Foundation is an important resource on Long Island for the dissemination of behavior analysis.
In 2005, we did our annual gala honoring Dr. Bridget Taylor, who's one of the most well-known behavior analysts in the field of educating children with autism. And when she did her speech that evening accepting her award, she pointed at me and said, "You must open a school for children with autism on Long Island." I was taken back, and in the back of my head I said, there's no way I'm going to take on another huge responsibility. It seems like such a challenging endeavor to not only run a foundation but then to open a school. The minute the foundation even started contemplating opening a school, we had such support from families who needed to have an intensive education and be in this type of program that the school ended up opening its doors within 8 months of the first idea of creating this school.
I looked at a lot of other schools, and what I felt was that my daughter would not make progress there. And the ELIJA school, I felt, here's a school where my daughter can make progress, where treatment is truly individualized the way it should be. And also the treatment is evidence-based. It's based on research. I'm a psychiatrist, I'm an autism specialist.
This environment is very demanding on all of our instructors. They have multiple behaviors. Some are every 2 minutes. They have to mark down whether or not something occurred. They also have the clickers. Some have up to 5 different clickers. So they really have to be on top of everything, making sure the learner's not putting anything in their mouth or getting up and running away when they're writing down data. So there's a lot of things they have to keep track of. I know it's only one student, but sometimes one student can take more than a whole classroom. So
my son Jake was in another school. They basically said you're not staying here next year. I had to find a new school. A friend of mine said that the ELIJA Foundation was looking to start up a school. I called, spoke to Deborah, who was very sick at the time. She had like the flu. Do you remember that? And then we just hit it off, and then I came down to a meeting, and from there it's history. It's how many years later? 5 years later, I think. And you know, everything is great. It's a great school for him and for all the other children.
My hope is that eventually the ELIJA Foundation will become a regional center for autism, where we would be able to provide advocacy, family services, and sibling support.
I think ELIJA will certainly grow. I'd like to see us be able to do more outreach into the community, especially with problem behavior. Children, a lot of times parents will call Deb just because she's known around the area, and the parents don't know what to do. They're having a tough time at home. They're calling the police, or people are getting injured, and there's really not too many places to send them. So I'd like to see us take on some of that role, maybe some of the other places that do the kind of work we do, but make sure it stays consistent with the science and doesn't get watered down.
We want to thank everyone who's been so supportive of the foundation over the years, the parents, the educators, the businesses who have understood the importance of the foundation.
These are difficult kids. A lot of these kids got, asked to leave other schools, and they really work hard one-to-one with the kids all day long, and that's why we're here, to help awareness and raise money for the school and keep it growing and improving.